وسنقاوم احتلالا ثوريا إيرانيا للقرار السياسي اللبناني.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us on FutureTV. I'm Linda Tamim and these are today's top stories. Prime Minister Najib Mikati denies claims he delayed the payment of Lebanon's share to the Special Tribunal for Lebanon by referring the decree to the Audit Bureau. 7 people are killed following a car bombing in the central Syrian province of Homs, including 5 school children. And world leaders are stepping up efforts to pull South Sudan back from the brink of civil war as fighting is raging across the country. Prime Minister Najib Mikati denies claims he delayed the payment of Lebanon's share to the Special Tribunal for Lebanon by referring the decree to the Audit Bureau first instead of the Finance Ministry. Finance Minister Mohammed Safadi told reporters he was surprised that Mikati referred the payment decree to the Audit Bureau for consideration instead of directly sending it to his ministry. The payment decree, which was meant to endorse the transfer of funds from the budget reserves to the Finance Ministry, was approved by Mikati and President Michel Sleiman on December the 5th. Safadi said he will make the payment to the tribunal as soon as the Bureau refers the decree to his ministry. Lebanon owes the Hague-based court nearly $38 million. Maronite Patriarch Shadadai dubs Lebanese politicians as disabled people for failing to agree on a new government. During a mass he celebrated in Kirki, he criticized them for failing to agree on a new electoral draft law over their cheap personal interests. Rai also accused the politicians of dragging the presidential post to a vacuum over the inability to take a responsible patriotic decision. Clashes between rival families in a village in the eastern Bekaa Valley have renewed as the army announced the arrest of 3 people on suspicion of killing a military conscript in the gun battles. The army says the suspects were arrested over the death of conscript Muhammad Saeed Jinbin in an individual dispute in West Bekaa's Swairi region. During Jinbin's funeral today, several houses owned by the Shuman family were torched, sparking a new round of fighting. Reports say 2 more people died in the clashes as the army worked to contain the incident. Seven people have been killed following a car bombing in the central Syrian province of Homs. The official Sana news agency says 5 of the casualties were school children. Separate attacks also targeted several rebel-held neighborhoods of Aleppo, killing dozens of people. And now for news around the world in brief. World leaders are stepping up efforts to pull South Sudan back from the brink of civil war as fighting is raging across the country, including in a key oil-producing region. Special envoys from the United States and Nigeria were flying to the capital, Juba, following on from a mission by foreign ministers from East Africa and the Horn, and after an appeal for an end to the violence from UN Chief Ban Ki-moon. The week-long conflict has killed hundreds and sent thousands fleeing to shelter. Al-Qaeda's branch in Yemen issues a rare public apology for attacking a hospital attached to the defense ministry earlier this month. Qasim al-Rimi, commander of Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, said in a video posted on the internet that the attackers were warned in advance not to enter the hospital within the complex, nor place for prayer there, but one fighter disobeyed orders. Thailand's main opposition Democrat Party has announced it will boycott February's general election to try to ensure political reforms are implemented. Embattled Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra, who called the elections in an effort to cool tensions, insists the polls will go ahead regardless of the Democrat decision. And still to come in our program, Yumna Naufal has the exclusive with Bedivere owner Jihad Zain and her Lebanon on the Map series. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Continuing with our Lebanon on the Map series, we bring you an exclusive with guests who are transcending borders in their respective fields. Over to you, Yumna.
Thank you, Linda. We have the pleasure to welcome in our studios today Mr. Jihad Zain, the owner of Bedivere Eatery and Tavern, a cozy restaurant and pub located in Hamra in Beirut. Named after one of the knights of King Arthur's The Round Table, this place has a very medieval feel to it and delicious food to accompany it. And one day, Jihad came up with a policy that landed him on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Take a look.
Anyway, I hope they work it out, because texting while driving is really the most dangerous thing you can do. It's almost as dangerous as trying to take a picture of Kanye West. It is really, don't try it. I know it's tempting to check your messages while you're driving. You think, well, what if it's important? But trust me, it's never important. It never is. It's either a question about dinner or it's something filthy. We look at our phones during all the time. It doesn't even matter if it's where we're driving. We go out to eat with people and we're just staring at our phones while we're eating. There's a restaurant now that is offering a 10% discount to customers who turn off their phones during dinner. This is true. The restaurant is in Beirut. So if you fly to Lebanon, you're going to save $4. So it's sad that we have to offer people money to turn their phones off to actually talk to their families. And let's face it, it's going to take more than 10% for me to do that.
Welcome, Jihad. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
So you came up with this 10% discount if you leave your phone in our custody and socialize.
Exactly.
How did the idea come about?
It comes through my experience. I've been going out more than 20 years. And lately, when the smartphones started, so I was bored when I go out, because everyone is on their phone. If you're on a date, she's on her phone. If you're with a group, everyone is on their phone. And no one is focusing on the right moment, what's going on. So when I opened my place, I wanted everyone to come to socialize.
So they could see here, we have it, that basically it says, Bedivere will give you 10% discount if you leave your phone in our custody,
Exactly.
so that people can learn how to socialize more.
Exactly.
Exactly. How do you feel about making it on Ellen DeGeneres? That's a huge deal.
Of course, first I was shocked, really. First I was shocked. I was so happy and honored, really. Ellen, CNN, Time, everywhere. You know, my idea was spread everywhere. You know, that's what I was so interested in it. The people to focus on the person when they go out, not just on their mobile. They have time for this. They're losing the touch of having fun.
How do you think it got on Ellen DeGeneres? What happened that made it get?
First, it was by chance. Came one reporter for lunch, you know, and I didn't know he's a reporter anyway. So he ordered food, and you see on the placemat there's this. He liked it. So he took a picture and he uploaded on Reddit, the site.
Social
and
media
from Reddit,
website.
yes, started to go on. More than 100 articles all over the world. Even the local station, TV, LBC, Hurra, Arabiya, everywhere they put.
Everybody was talking about this little policy that put you on the map and put Lebanon on the map. And I noticed, because I'm a big fan, I go to your pub as well, and I know they have a very medieval. I mean, Bedivere was one of the 12 knights.
Exactly.
So how were you inspired by the medieval time?
I like the era of that time. You know, it's the novelty, the courage, the Courtney love, everything. It was nice. It was genuine. So that's why I wanted to make my place genuine. And it's a reflection of me.
It is a reflection of who you are. I know that generally when we go, and I've been to it, it's very cozy. It has a nice feel to it. It also competes with a lot of bars and a lot of different restaurants on that street in Hamra, which is a very popular street. How do you think, other than this, what do you think makes your bar different than the competition?
I guess every bar has its own identity, you know. I open from 10 o'clock in the morning, you know. There's this transition between the coffee, the lunch, the happy hour, the dinner and everything. This transition of the mood and everything. And the main thing is the people that are coming, really, they are socializing. I have so many regulars. I don't have customers now. I guess I have just friends.
What's the biggest compliment you've received about your bar?
One lady, she told me 2 weeks ago, thank you for letting us live your dream.
Wow, that was nice.
It was the best.
So your dream was to basically open it.
Exactly.
And I know, I want to talk a little bit about the food, because you have made such an effort on your Facebook page and just generally to always have the plat du jour, which if you translate it would be the meal of the day.
Exactly.
And you come up with new recipes every day. I know you don't cook it, you have a chef that cooks it for you, but how do you come up with the creative idea of having a different meal every day, and you know, how does that come through?
Every day you have so many employees, you have so many companies at Hamra, you know, and people, they don't want lunch always to be sandwiches and everything. You need something different for, and it's a good formula because I did it the side salad with the plat du jour and the dessert.
Do you get a say of what your plat du jour is going to be, and how do you come up with the food?
Yeah, sure. No,
Okay.
sure. And now I'm doing something nice for maybe for next month for the plat du jour. So I will post on the Facebook and the net, and the people can choose which plat du jour, and I will take the highest rank and I will make them the next month.
I noticed that you're very on Facebook and on Twitter, and I know social media is very important with these kinds of things.
Yes.
That's how the word spread. I know that you're very involved with your customers and your clients, and you're very involved with social media as well. Do you think social media plays a big role today with bars and restaurants?
Of course. It's one of the best marketing these days. No, for me, I guess. No. I'm not against the social media about the phone. It's not. It's totally different.
Oh, of course,
totally
but still, right.
The phone is that time when you're going out for 2 hours, 1 hour. Have fun.
What made you open a bar and a restaurant? How did that come through?
It's a passion. It's a passion.
Because it's also a business. What's the passion? Bars?
No.
Or restaurants? What exactly?
The whole spirit. You know, the food, the drinks, the people, everything.
You like socializing?
I love socialize. I love socializing.
How, with all the difficulties that Lebanon has gone through this year, what do you feel? You know, it's a bit difficult for customers.
Yeah.
Do you think that your business has been impacted by what's been happening in the country?
Of course.
Or do they come to drink their troubles away?
No, but the customers, no, you don't have so much customer. They will come when the situation is not good. They will come, but it's not like the volume for sure will decrease.
The volume decreases.
Yeah, of course.
So you are very much affected by what's happening.
Yes.
But yet you don't, do you ever get scared that you'll go out of business, that it could be affected by what's happening? As a businessman and a restaurant owner.
It's about the situation here. We're used to it. We've been more than 30 years in this situation. So, and people, the Lebanese people, they know the situation here. And every time there's something happening, 1 day, 2 days, they forgot. They go out.
It's true. Lebanese people tend to be very resilient about things of this sort.
Exactly.
Do you want to tell me what your special is for New Year's in case we decide to come over?
Yeah, sure. It's an open premium bar formula with 5-course menu, salad, cold appetizer, hot appetizer, and the main course, which is a duo beef.
And you can party all night long?
Of course.
And
with the night.
With the night? K-N-I-G-H-T. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for it.
One last question.
Yeah, sure.
What's your wish for 2014?
Do what you love to do.
That would be your advice for everybody?
Yeah, because like...
But what is your wish? What do you want for 2014? What does Jihad Zain want?
I want happiness. Like, I'm happy now. It's the same.
Just continued happiness.
Yeah,
and your advice to people would be do whatever you like. Follow your heart's dreams and passions.
Yeah, and like Mark Twain said one time, the secret of success is when your vocation becomes your vacation.
All right. That's a great piece of advice. I'll take that to heart.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was Mr. Jihad Zain with us talking about Bedivere Eatery and Tavern and giving us some very good advice for the new year. Back to you, Linda.
Thank you.
A fabulous restaurant in Hamra. And on that note, we end our bulletin for today. Now let me remind you of our headlines. Prime Minister Najib Mikati denies claims he delayed the payment of Lebanon's share to the Special Tribunal for Lebanon by referring the decree to the Audit Bureau. 7 people are killed following a car bombing in the central Syrian province of Homs, including 5 school children. And finally, world leaders are stepping up efforts to pull South Sudan back from the brink of civil war as fighting is raging across the country. Those are your Sunday headlines from us here at Future Television. I'm Linda Tamim, wishing you all a great evening.
وسنقاوم احتلالا ثوريا إيرانيا للقرار السياسي اللبناني.